already. Looks like we should be live. Should be good to go here in just a minute. Gonna check the usual bits, and then we will get going. Welcome in, welcome in. Good to see you. Alright, should be good to go. Hey guys, River the Rager. Hope you're having a fantastic day, and welcome back to Starcrafts. We were supposed to do this yesterday, but bleh, I was having a day yesterday. But I figured we'd get this done. My work schedule is a little off this week. I'm doing another Sunday first shift just to cover somebody, because it's like there's somewhere they need to be, and they asked me personally. It wasn't like management needs it, because yeah. Anyway, but I'm gonna be off Monday, so I might stream something Monday. I'm not sure, but most likely I'll save it for Thursday though, which is the next day off, because I'm getting like 3 days a week at work, and then here or there I might pick up another shift for somebody if they got to call out potentially. We'll see, but yeah, no, it's good. So yeah, we are back with Starcrafts. We left off right after Brood War last time, so this might be a pretty short stream. Looks to be all together like, I don't know, like 40, 40, and 30. That's 60, 30, 90, hour and a half to watch through. So, yeah. I am an idiot, and I didn't get more water before stream started. That's okay. I get some...
Hey guys,
I mean, gonna take a break anyway.
Sponsored by Squarespace.
The fuck? Why did that just make noise? Shouldn't that be in streamer mode? Weird. Okay, Discord doesn't usually do that. Hold on, let me... Oh, where's the streamer mode thing? Content and social, voice, video, streaming, hide stream preview. No, not streamer mode. There we go. Yeah, I need to enable streamer mode. Yeah, it's supposed to automatically enable or disable if OBS or XSplit are running, which it is. So why did it... I don't know. Turn it back on though. Maybe I manually disabled it the other day, so it didn't think to go back to automatic. Not sure. Okay. Okay, yeah. Nothing super important, just a usual Discord memery and such. Okay, moving on.
We made our website carbotanimations.com using Squarespace. We have so many more plans to add to our site.
Carbot, buddy, I love you, but you already got the bag years ago when you made this, alright?
Squarespace 10%.
There we go. Gotta have that bumper, man. Gotta have the logo. Yeah. So this is when they jump back in, and now it's like StarCraft 2, like Legacy of the Void, I think is supposed to be the timeline here. Something like that. God, there's just so many of them. Like, this army of SCVs just mines everything out before they even build one thing.
Job's finished.
It's so good. He gets... Later on, he got really, really good at, like, the comedic timing. Like, just those punctuations. You can see that a lot in his Elden Ring work now. I don't care about a mobile game for Game of Thrones. Fuck off. I love the Zerglings, little drone dudes and shit. They're so cute. The way he draws them, I love it. He's like, wait a minute, that shouldn't happen. Just counting them, I love it. I love that gag in cartoons. Whenever they grow fingers, like more fingers than they should even have. It's so funny. 16 or 14. But it's like, wait a minute, too many dudes. Just he does the math. This fucking guy just spying on him.
May your death be swift. Eradication. Victory for the firstborn. Spare none who oppose us.
So you can actually kind of hear in this one, his audio balance, like his audio work got way better after Brood War. Not that it was bad before, it's just... It's more balanced on this. Yeah, so I'm even gonna bump it up a little because it was too quiet before. Jesus. Just he tried so hard. Geronimo! I love that line. I love that line so much. It's just so intense. The way he uses the classical music as well, you can just tell it's very inspired by Looney Tunes, that kind of thing. Because that was actually a thing, by the way, back in the day. Musicians, like snooty aristocrats and musicians, were getting pissed because cartoons, like, you know, Tom and Jerry and Betty Boop and all that, and Disney and whatever, all the like cartoons that were being made for theaters at the time, they were using classical music, and they thought it was disrespectful for classical music to be associated with, like, you know, Bugs Bunny and Tom and Jerry and all that, because they considered cartoons to be lowbrow. The fuck? He's just beating him with a pylon. I forgot about that.
Yeah, we hear you. Job's finished.
Yeah, it's finished. Just... yeah, that's an issue with Starcraft. You gotta make sure you get your guys on the right side of the wall when you build it.
In the rear with the gear.
Get this sneaky boy. Is it loud or not loud? It's... No, yeah, okay. I was like, is it? Did I turn it up or what? No.
By the numbers, boys.
By the numbers, boys. The Marines. The voice lines go a long way in like in any video game. Voice lines are very, very good, but they go a long way in RTS games specifically because all you're doing is constantly clicking on units. So you have to have really good voice lines, or else it's pretty boring. You know, the game itself just kind of lags. So it's like, it lacks something. You know, it lacks the vibe. That's actually why I quite like Paladins. There's, like, yeah, Overwatch has some okay voice lines, but Paladins has much more, like, fun over-the-top voice lines. There's a lot more screaming and yelling and that kind of thing. The attack speed's so slow. I love it. See, it's that kind of timing that's great. Just like he stares at the watch and you're expecting it to tick. It's that anticipation, you know. That's one of the 12 steps or in animation, or the 12 rules of animation, I guess. They're rules, but they're more like guidelines, you know. It's so it's one of the steps is anticipation, right? You have to. It's like when you're winding something up and you're expecting it to shoot. So it's like you wind it for a certain amount of time and then it shoots. It doesn't just go from 0 to 100. It's got that little bit of build up. So it goes from 0 to 20 and then from 20 to 100. You know, it's got that quick jump. I like it. Carbot is quite good at that. The way it just bonks. I love that noise, that punk noise. I love it.
Not enough
good.
energy.
Scan that.
Keep your shirt on, Sparky.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is if you can't like directly target the unit, there is no like AOE in StarCraft. There's no way to do it. So I love this joke because it's highlighting the really silly like game part of AOEs just don't happen in StarCraft.
With Verizon,
Pretty
you
wild.
can save big on all your favorite.
Outstanding. I feel you. We could use some help here.
I like the little tiny hard hat. That's good.
Mother.
Mother? Oh no, the Zerg rush! Here comes the Zerg, baby. Just licking things. The Zerglings, man. I love the way Carbot does the Zerglings. He just makes them into little puppy dogs. They're adorable. You're hitting them with ping pong balls. Good. He's like, oh no, I need to move. Oh no. Fucking idiot. Hit his own dudes. Big fat slow boy. That one reminds me a lot of the what do you call it, the beetles or whatever. In Starship Troopers, they had the big beetle bugs. They would just shoot the plasma up at the ships. Way it rolls the window up. Classic.
Base is under
Just chewing through the whole thing.
Liberation is at hand.
I like the way the brush moved on that one. It wasn't just like, oh, back and forth. It's a hard bristle brush. It's got that little bit of wiggle. You know? Again, 12 steps to animation. So this is supposed to be Wings of Liberty, right? Go, Liberty. Yeah, you get the joke? Fucking good. This is basically Helldivers for the last update. Yeah, I heard the Super Earth defense went well, and they actually defended it. Hey, Crackhead's there, and so is Patches in the crowd. Nice. Yeah. Gosh, this does not give a fuck. It's so intense. The sweat is really good. Marines, GG. Level, the sign is so good. That's basically how the Terran always play, though. Like, yeah, you could build other strong units, sure, but spamming Marines is also highly viable.
Good song.
He just keeps trying it, man, and he never gets any closer. I love it. That classic, just cartoon visual gag. I love it. Oh no. Uh-oh. And not good. The big net. I love that. I love oversized objects in cartoons. Like comically large objects. Like when Courage Cowardly Dog does this really well, which is probably where he got that gag from, where Courage will just reach into his pocket, and his pocket is like infinitely huge, so he might just have something in his pocket that he needs, and he reaches in the pocket and he just pulls out like a giant net or a giant hammer or something. Hang on. That's giving me trouble again. Yeah, I gotta look to get me a new one. I did find out my job actually does weekly pay, so I don't have to wait bi-weekly to get paid, which is pretty cool.
Over the shoulder trip.
Helps a lot with the mental state, because I know no matter how, you know, annoyed I am at work by working, I know it's fine, because, you know, when I'm done with that week, I'm getting paid from the previous week, and so on, which is pretty nice. Got me some more pay coming in. Might just have to get me a new headset. Like a different one, though. I want one with the actual jack on it, so that if something goes wrong with the wire, I can replace the jack and not have to replace the entire thing. The problem with this is it replaces the entire thing. But again, I have this microphone, so, you know, I don't need one with built-in mic. I don't need this particular model anymore. I'd just like to be able to find one that's both Bluetooth and a jack. So, like, the jack to plug in when you're here, you know. Because no Bluetooth sometimes, you know, be an issue. Just shooting around him, doesn't give a fuck. That's a beautiful bit of implied lighting there. So, like, you can see he's got this effect, and he's standing. We've already in the last shot established where he's standing, right, relative to the missiles. So the missiles are coming in, arcing over. So now this is implying the texture on his face. Otherwise, it could just be, oh, he's just standing there. But it just adds a little something because nothing else in this frame is actually moving. It gives it that bit of animation, that bit of movement that's necessary. I wouldn't say it's secondary animation, since it is the only thing moving in that shot. But that's something that would be considered secondary animation. There's primary animation, secondary animation. So primary animation is a walk cycle, a guy moving, right? Moving one thing from another that needs to be there economically for the scene to work. Secondary animation is when, like, their necklace wiggles, or their, you know, in anime you see this a lot, you get a lot of, like, the hair bounces and stuff. Technically, the hair doesn't need to move at all when the character's running. But when it runs, when they're running and the hair moves, it sells that. The secondary animation adds a lot of, you know, intrigue to the shot.
I love it when a plan comes together.
That's actually a perfect, like, this is actually a perfect instance. So, there's, in this shot, love it when a plan comes together, right? This back here, you guys can't really see it's behind my head, but there's a little dude floating out in the reaches here. But he's kind of secondary animation. And you also have these little stars in the back. They're kind of moving too. They don't need to move, but it just adds something. It adds just a little something. You know, it's pretty great. Yeah. Just, okay, you know, I think I've talked about it twice now. Let's just bring up the 12 steps and talk about that for a second, just to get that out of the way. So there's the 12 steps. Well, yeah, that's the thing. They're called the 12 principles. I like them as 12 steps because if you can, you know, each one you do puts you on a good path to doing the thing. This is a very famous one, actually, is the walk cycle from, who was it? This is the particularly famous example walk cycle. This is like animator survival guide type stuff. This was done by an artist back in the day, an animator, I should say, that to demonstrate what they mean, you know, with this whole chart of the contact, the down, the pass, pose, whatever. But the 12 here, right? So there's a couple of them, right? You got the squash and stretch. That's simple, right? That's the there's they're labeled right in 1, 2, 3, 4. That's why I say they're the 12 steps because each step gets more complex than the last, right? So you have to start with squash and stretch. Something has to squash and something has to stretch because you have to know how to retain mass, right? So in this example, you have the ball falls down. Kids experiment with this all the time. Little, get your notebook in school. You draw a ball in the corner on every page. You do a little flip book. There you go. But you have to squash the ball and stretch it and whatever. So when the ball is at its peak here, let me zoom in a bit. So when the ball is at its peak here, it's in its perfect circular state. But as it drops, it gets elongated from gravity, which is also building anticipation, but that's later. So the squash happens here. So the ball needs to squash enough to imply the force behind the impact, but you can't just stretch it infinitely, or you can't stretch it too much or too little, or else it's not going to sell, right? Because you have to believe in the solid mass of the object. Timing and motion, that's when something happens, how something moves. You need to know that, right? So once you can squash it, once you can move it, then you get to anticipation. It's going to happen because your brain is already familiar with all these things you learn and all these things you see in life. So when you watch animations, you're having an anticipation, right? So when you watch somebody walk, you're anticipating that they will walk 1, 2, 1, 2, left, right, left, right. You're waiting for their legs to do that, right? Comedy does this as well. This is where it kind of crosses the line from technique of animation to comedy, because comedy is all that anticipation. And then, sudden reversals of things, right? Of like, oh, you're doing something and then not doing something. And that's where the comedy is. It's like, repeat the thing once. So you do the thing once, you repeat it a second time, and then when you repeat it a third time, you change the anticipation. And that's what makes it funny, is because you thought they were going to go somewhere with it and they didn't, right? Staging, that's just, how you set up the shot. You need to know where to put things. Follow through and overlapping actions. So follow through is like, if you want to say animate this box pose, right? So I have a box and I'm going to move it from here to here. Okay, cool. So actually a good example is cup. I want to move this cup in an animation of me holding it from here to here, right? Now, we could just do this. That's pretty boring, right? But what we're looking for is something like this. Now, even in something like that, I'm not going to throw that around too much because that's a little much. I use my glasses case instead if I want to move it around like that. So, glasses case, right? So now, we get to do, squash and stretch, not so much because it's a solid object. We're not a cartoon. I can't smush it. I could, but, I'm not a cartoon. So, timing and motion. This is timing and motion. It goes from here to here. Here to here. Kind of boring. Anticipation. How do we build that anticipation? We do this. I'm pulling the hand back, and then it's going forward. Now, how do we do follow through and overlap? Well, we say, okay, it goes back, and goes forward. That little whoop, and it might not be that intense, but little bits. Then there's overlapping actions. So, from here to here. Overlapping action. I am moving it from one side to the other. I'm rotating it, and I'm, flapping the hands, right? That's another thing you might hear when doing animation is, plant the feet and flap the hands, right? It's when you're doing a walk cycle. You want your walk cycle. This is a walk cycle. Okay, cool. But this it's got energy to it. So the slow in, the slow out, so that's easing, right? Arcs, you want to move in arcs. You don't want to move like I did left and right and whatever. So, again, the example. Arcs might be something like this. It goes up, it goes over. Passing like this. It's going up and down and up and down. Cool. And then, you got your exaggeration. So maybe the glasses on my face, right? So in this example, it's kind of like a Stewie Griffin type of character. So he's got a big head, but kind of tiny spectacles that he's wearing, right? So that's where you get the exaggeration from. You get, for example, Courage the Cowardly Dog, actually, you go back to that. So we look at Courage the Cowardly Dog, and we look at Eustace. Eustace has a beautiful use of exaggeration. So there's an exaggeration in the shape of these characters. So you have this nice contrast of he's kind of normal through here, right? Normal hands, normal arms, kind of skinny, right? Then you get the hat. The hat is clearly too big for his head. The bill is way out here. The back is way back here. It doesn't even really sit on his head, right? But then you go to his feet, and his feet are kind of the same way. They have that long point in the front. So you get this sort of silhouette of this from the furthest point here to here. So it kind of curves like this. Muriel, she's more stout, right? So she's thicker, she's fat, right? Cool. But she has like the normal face, normal glasses, round head, whatever. Where she gets her exaggeration is in her big feet, which is part of her walk cycle, right? She wears the big boots with little skinny legs. And that's the funny part, is that she's big, so you would expect the legs to be big too, but they're not. Her legs are skinny. They're little tiny skinny. So the boots are what's being exaggerated here. And, of course, the dress being poofed out to imply her hips that you can't see because, she's wearing that. And then Courage, his exaggeration is in the nose. Why? He's a dog. That's the main feature of a dog is the nose. So they give him little tiny limbs, but a big old nose, and that creates a contrast. That creates a fun thing to look at. Yeah. I like talking about animation stuff. It's fun. It's fun. I need to do more of it. I need to actually sit down and get back to art properly, because I've just been all up in my head for the last, year, and I've just, But that's life. Anyway, so secondary animation. So you got your first animation here is on the skateboard, so skateboard's moving the character. The second animation would be in the hair, and maybe the wheels of the skateboard. So the skateboard and the person are moving together. The wheels spinning, that's secondary. The hair flapping in the wind, that's secondary. So that's, like I said, the stars and all that in Carbot's work, blinking and rotating slightly, that's secondary animation. It doesn't have to do that, but it really helps that it does do that. Solid drawing, you have to know perspective. You have to know. Now, solid drawing doesn't really apply to 3D animation because these rules were written, obviously, before computers existed. The 12 steps have existed for a while. So solid drawing, you can think of it as good rigging, right? So the same way that a cell animator, written out, right, Disney-style cell animation, a cell animator has to have good drawing so that you can feel the volume and it looks right and things look like they should. Solid drawing, in the case of a 3D artist, might be don't have things clip. So, for instance, if I was a video game character and this was a 3D render, my hand, I need to stop. For this to look good, my finger has to stop here. If it clips through and it ends up inside through the case, your brain immediately picks up that and goes, that's wrong. Because we know the illusion is trying to sell us that the object is solid, and the illusion doesn't work if we see the object is not solid and we are reminded that what we are watching is not real, right? It brings you out of it. The same way as watching a movie with all the lights on. That's why theaters are dark. That's, they could leave the lights on, but it doesn't give you the same immersion. Same thing. So you have to rig your character correctly on technical level. So the technical side. So I think solid drawing, you can easily substitute that for technical execution, right? Solid execution would probably be a better way of saying that now that we also have 3D animations. But you can think of it in the same way, really. And then appeal. Appeal is one of those nebulous terms in animation. It has to do with character design, little hints of... Appeal is basically the end-all, be-all of the principles of animation, right? You need... How exactly do I describe appeal? Appeal is everything that we talked about, right? It is a solid drawing that uses secondary action, has exaggerated designs. It moves in arcs. It slows in. It has slow in and slow out. Straight ahead. So there's straight ahead and pose to pose. That's more like, how do you get from here to here, right? You have to have good snappy, body language moving here to here, as in this little drawing. The follow through, overlap, again, you have to have all of this. If all of this works, then you get an appealing animation, right? Appeal comes from the combination in any varying degree. So you don't have to apply all these principles at all times, but it's sort of like having 11 dials, right, on a switchboard when you're animating. Think of it that way. And you can turn up or down each of these dials, but there is a minimum level that you have to have them at. Like they're always on in some way in order for the thing to function. But you can power them up or power them down, depending on what you're trying to do in the scene. But you do need to be doing all those at all times in varying degrees. But no, it's good. Good. So now that gives you some idea of what we're talking about when I mentioned the 12 steps or the 12 principles, 12 rules of animation, whatever. So a great example of the secondary animation here. You don't even need this interior scene at all. This doesn't matter, right? But we know this joke. We get the joke already because we've seen him do this with other characters and other scenes this season. Where you get the secondary animation. The primary thing here is they're fighting each other. The secondary animation is going on here. And with that little candle flicker, that's even like secondary animation on top of secondary animation, It just works. He's just beating his ass with the rifles. I love it.
Some dungeon entrances in Top Heroes are super sneaky. At Sentry Tower, most players just grab the chest and leap.
Just quick thing for this Top Heroes thing. Please go jump off a fucking cliff. Whoever made this stupid scam ad, and also the guys at YouTube that approved scam ads like this, you can jump off the cliff as well. You're holding the rest of us back. Thank you. Skipping this now. I've just seen that ad once, like 2 or 3 times last week, and it's starting to piss me off. Because it's so clearly fucking fake. It's so trash. It's AI scum. It's not real. And yet it's allowed. Which, that just annoys the crap out of me. So yeah, if you're the person that made that, or the person that approved that, then yeah, please go jump off a cliff. You're a waste of skin. There's a tree somewhere working its ass off to make sure that you can breathe, and that pisses me off. Stop breathing my air, you fucking Neanderthal. Actually, no, that's insulting to Neanderthals. Neanderthals didn't know any better. These people know better. Anyway. Sorry, I get heated. I get heated about that shit. Aw, it's Christmas time. Yay. He's just sitting at the bunker. Aw, Patches and Crackhead. Yeah. I like that the Zealot has a scarf and a beanie. So it's sort of a gag on Home Alone, That's the idea. He's like, wait a minute, I've been had. Oh, the Starcraft theme never gets old, man. It's so classic. Ooh. That's a great shot. Where it just spins around and you get the molten metal. The Zerg just over here chilling. I love this one, by the way. I love this one just sitting there. Because no other Zerg sits like it. He's just so... He has no thoughts. There is not a single brain cell in there. I love it. Oh no! Protoss coming in to bully the Zerg. God. So good. It's like fucking anime, like Goku Man, you know? I love the Protoss. Favorite faction. Like I said before, they're all great, but I really, really like the Protoss. There's just something about them. God, it goes so hard. Uh-oh. Coño. Ah, how the tables turn. Yeah. I like how Carbot just implies that, oh no, it's gonna be him again. They just like, nah, fuck off. We're not doing that again. Just so intense.
Stealth mode engaged.
Oh, there goes the Overlord. Or, I think it's called a Warden, isn't it? Hold on. What is the actual Starcraft 2? Is it called a Warden? No, I'm thinking of something else. Why did I think it was called a Warden? No, it's a... See, there's like this... This is what it is it's the Overseer. So there's the Overlord is the regular one, and then the Overseer, that's the special one. Yeah, it's the different one. Right. I like all the fan art for the Overlord. Cute. Yeah, this is the original. Back in Brood War. See any other good images of this thing? Yeah, there's like this over here, the Overlord. Somebody sculpted it. Brutal. Love to see it. Love design. Yeah, I think the designs, like I said, the designs in StarCraft 2, I think, suffer from feature creep. Because you can see how basic this looks, like the initial design. And then when you look at the StarCraft 2 variant, it's just a lot more going on. There's like the spikes and the big red pustules on the sides now, and, you know, it's mostly the same design, but it's just a little bit more detailed. Just it's about 10% too much going on, you know? Better just have it be, like, simpler look, you know? Oh, the Overseer's tired.
Mayday! Mayday!
Feel the thunder.
Feel the thunder. Oh, there comes Thor. Just misses. Yeah, Crackhead and Patch is gonna save the day.
By the numbers, boys.
The fuck? Where's he running? Okay. Oh, God. Alright. Guys, you can show me the ad all you want. I'm never playing your fucking game. I barely played the first one, and this one does not look significantly better. God, I've seen that Splitgate ad so many times in the last week because they're just promoting the game. Like, it's fine if you promote it, but I should not have to see it on basically every fucking video. Ridiculous, you know?
This ain't good.
Oh no. He is cornered. So they're gassing up. stuck in a bottle. He got fucking barbecued. Poor little Zealot. The Zealot, man, he tries his hardest. He really does. He needs him some new shoes. Yeah, you get speed upgrades for them in the game. That's the joke. But of course, speed upgrades don't matter if you're stun locked. That guy's such a dick. Over here, curb something, crap out of something. It's just a rock. All that just to beat down a rock. I love that Carbot occasionally will do those kind of frames just to prove that, you know, he could in fact make things detailed and super interesting, but he just chooses the simpler art style because it's more appealing. And that's the thing, solid drawing. It goes back to the 12 principles again. You can't be a good animator but a bad artist, you know? You have to be a good artist if you're going to be a good animator. Because, you know, if you're doing the cell animation, you have to understand how things fit together and how things move and, you know, all that. And I do think that's why 3D art is getting a lot of appeal in this day and age, is because, not that it's easier, there are its own challenges, it's just, it's easier to get a specific outcome by putting in specific numbers and things and understanding things on a technical level. That's like me, holding a pen is kind of hard for me. I'm just like, my brain does not do drawing that much. I mean, I'm not terrible at it. I can do it, it's just, I'm not very good at it. Yeah, I'm just not very good at it. I tend to need a lot of cleanup on things. But I go into like Blender and stuff, and it's pretty good, you know. Just because it's the interface, right? The interface of it just works. Of like, I have numbers, I put things in, I press certain buttons, I get certain outcomes, right? Whereas with drawing, you might fuck up a line, and you have to fix that line. You have to try and fix that 4 or 5 times, simply because your hand is just not listening to you. You have to get control over that, you know. It's all practice, you know. You improve, but only if you practice daily, right? It doesn't have to be massive improvement, because you're not gonna see massive improvement. That's not how anything works. Even if you're a prodigy at something, you have to spend, you know, a ton of time at it just to do it right, you know. Like, we draw for 5 minutes every day, like a proper intense drawing of, I'm trying to do something, I'm trying to get a specific result, I'm learning something new. 5 minutes of learning something new every day will make you very good at it in a month. But you have to do it for 5 minutes every day. You can't just do it for an hour every week, right? It's gotta be every day. It's gotta be a little something, you know?
Of course.
About the habit. Key to it. It's like with the gym. Nobody, like, even with steroids, like, you can't just shortcut to being strong and capable, you know? You still have to worry about things like your form and your balance and, you know, cardio, all these things. God, so many Zerg. One Marine over here trying to do everything. Bonk him in the head. I love it. They're just like, wait, what? No, never mind. Back to it. Back to the bunk fest. They're out here playing D&D. I like the one chilling in the back with the cigar. I think that's my favorite Marine in that shot. The little dude down there. Hi, Mom. Just waving at the camera. Love it.
Okay, we are about to create the brand new
Yep, there they go.
The best pilot in all the 9 worlds.
Nine worlds because the humans come from Earth, so it's the 9 planets, the solar system, the 9 worlds, you know.
Dun, 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 dun.
Him just humming Flight of the Valkyrie is so funny. Especially considering there is a unit called a Valkyrie in Starcraft 2, I believe, is when the Valkyries are first made to be like a thing. Because you got the Valkyries, Thor, Odin, you know, different code names for things. I don't remember this bit. What is this? Just the music came out of nowhere. Oh, that's right. This is the one where the dude's just like, yeah, doing the Protoss shit, gathering all the minerals. That's right. He starts wearing bling because he's got so much. He's got like gold chains and shit. Yeah, it's like raining money. Yeah, there it is. It's just so over the top. I love it. Yeah, strats, ally, nexus, expand, yeah. That's basically what the Protoss do. That is their main thing, is they just love to build bases. The more minerals they get, the better. Because their defenses are really good with the turrets and things. So they can afford to just build the thing that gathers just the resources in that area. And then build a bunch of defenses around it so you basically can't get in. You know, you can't really do much. But they'll also just mine the crap out of it until it's done. And then they'll just self-destruct that base because they don't need it anymore. Because they already took all the resources. This is a good bit where they're both invisible. But they don't really get that concept. They're like, wait a minute, something solid there. Touched him on the butt. That's good. Woo! What do? Oh man, that energy. Yeah, we got the Dark Templar in here. Is it the Dark Templar or is it the Templar? Hold on. Starcraft, Protoss, Templar. Because there's like, yeah, it's a High Templar. Well, there's a High Templar, and I think there's also a Dark Templar, isn't there? Yeah, see, there's the Dark Templar, is the stealthy version, right? Then there's the red guy, red unit. Wait, what is the red guy? Yeah, that's a Dark Archon, and I think the other one's just a regular Archon then. Yeah. So this thing, you know, it looks really sick. Like, oh wow, cool, a lot of detail in StarCraft 2. You know, this is throwing the Legacy of the Void animation, but this is the original Archon from StarCraft 1. Still looks baller as all hell. I think this is supposed to be the updated version. This appears to be a remastered version. And then this one's the actual original. It's got a little... And you can see, like, oh, yeah, that's cool. But they made it so smooth here. You know, that's what I'm saying with the remasters. It kind of ruins it because it makes everything so smooth and so clear in its detail. Here, it feels fiery. It feels like warp damage. It feels good to look at, you know? Yeah. Basically, the way you get a Dark Archon is you mix a High Templar and a Dark Templar. And then if you mix the Zealot with a High Templar, then you get an Archon. So it's like different. To this day, I have no idea what that bit's supposed to be, but it's just so funny. Fucking him up. Nani? He just. It's so good. A big hole in his chest. I love it. He's so dramatic. You love to see it. It's so dramatic. Check something here. While he screams into the void. Oh no! All the resources are gone. They're all destitute, poverty-stricken. Love to see it. Mineral market crashed. Yeah. Here come the Zergs.
SCV ready.
Get the little lone town. You love to see it. That's a great shot where the camera's moving in towards them, like with the Zergs. Oh, poor Thor. Here comes the Zerg rush. Bumped into him.
Not really big into committing to things. I usually stop binging the show halfway through the first episode. I mean...
Yeah, Patches and Crackhead. Always the bros. Always hanging out. Audio's getting fucky again.
We could use some help here.
No.
Target in my sights.
Come sell it.
None shall stand.
Oh yeah, he just saves them just to kick their ass.
Will color me happy.
Get the stand up. Super intense. I love it. Like the Indiana Jones bit, which as far as I understand it, in Indiana Jones, when Indy, you got the guy with the sword and he's like spinning around and all that, and he's all intense. Indy just pulls out his revolver and shoots him in the face, and that's the end of that. Like no big fight there. I think that was supposed to be like that wasn't even supposed to happen. From what I understand, it was not ad-libbed. Ad-lib just for when you're speaking. It was. What's the word? Something with an I. Is it with an I? Where you make shit up on the spot. Improv, right? It was an improv thing. Just because Harrison Ford was like, "This is stupid. I have a gun. Why wouldn't I shoot him? Why would I get into a fist fight with a guy that's bigger than me and has a sword?" You know? And it makes perfect sense. Like, yeah, of course. What a dick. He just nukes the whole thing. Christian Garcia, welcome in. Good to see you. For some reason, my chat thing's not working. Love to see that. Why is the chat thing not working? Should be. There we go. It, for some reason, was not up. It says we play Zoonomaly. It's a horror game. Good question. Let's find out. Zoonomaly. Oh, God. Yeah, another cookie cutter, creepy theme park, whatever. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. It's all the same shit every time I turn around. I mean, it doesn't look that bad. I just don't like these giant face designs. They're just trying too hard, you know? I don't know. I just don't like games that clearly look like they're grifting. Like, this one looks like it's grifting. This one's like one of a handful of games that looks at has certain style, certain thing. Maybe you can call it a genre, maybe not, but I don't know. I look at certain games and I'm like, that's, you know. Maybe if I was more into those games, I wouldn't care, but it's just, when I look at that, ever since Five Nights at Freddy's was a thing, everybody's been making the, hey, this thing, but creepy type of game. Yeah. It's annoying. That's a great bit, by the way. So, this is a good bit because it spins around. So this is unpowered when it's on this side, but when it gets closer to the pylon, it gets powered again. I really like that bit.
We could use some help here.
Yep. It's got rockets. Yeah, it's a hell of a season finale, to be honest with you. It's like the whole map blowing up, and now he's just doing all these zero gravity gags. Tomato Cannon online. It still chases them down. I like it. Even for some reason, the Protoss drones were beating his meat, even though that's one of their guys.
It must be done.
Yeah, I think it has something to do with the story. Like, there's some kind of a schism that happened in the Protoss, and they had like a civil war type of thing. I think. I don't know. I didn't play too much Starcraft 2, but that would seem to be the implication here. No, crackhead!
The life of the Reaper Man is always
He's
interesting.
interesting. Yep, he gets eaten by the Overlord. No. No, medic. She's saving him. It's so sad.
Don't give rides to strangers.
Welcome to the XL world.
Really? We're gonna interrupt the nice moment for Shaq to sell us fucking gummies?
Bigger, more fun.
Oh god, late stage capitalism is a nightmare.
Am I just being paranoid, or is that medic following me?
Like, you'd think, as a basketball player, if he was gonna make gummies, he would shape them like basketballs or shoes or something. And a basketball would be the perfect thing to make a gummy out of. It's circular, it's got a little bit of a design on it, very simple to replicate on a small scale. No, they fall into ocean. Rip, medic girlfriend. No. And then they all died. The end. This is where we get some foreshadowing for the next sort of antagonist.
Mineral field depleted.
Wait, what did that say? Oprah money level. What the fuck? I've never noticed that detail before. Oprah money level. That's really good. Because Oprah's rich as hell for basically no reason. It's crazy. Fucking derpy ass
Salvaging
robot thing.
operation complete.
Alright, that was season 5. So now we got season 6, 7, and then the Halloween episodes. It was a fun treat at the end. Get a little bonus episode for Halloween specials. Get the shark dude. So this, I guess, like an underwater map from Starcraft 2, which is kind of a neat idea. And it makes sense since, I mean, you're already out in space in hazmat suits anyway, so fine. Just go underwater, too. This is kind of fun because it harkens back to the first episode of the series where the SCV was trying to build something and he was getting harassed by the Zealot. Got similar vibes. Probe is so pissed, man. Yeah, the gatherers for the Terran are called SCVs. The Protoss have probes, and the Zerg call them drones. Yeah, the reason Carbot has them fight like this, where they just beat the crap out of each other but nothing really happens, it's because the workers in Starcraft are just, like, pathetically low damage. You really can't use them for anything. That's the entire point. You're not supposed to, like, use them in that way. They're supposed to be there to build things. Fucking meme edit of the eyes. I love it. Completely nonsensical. Really fun, though. Now we're gonna get caught back up with, I believe it should be Patches. Yeah, because Patches and Medic, they're a couple. They're a thing. But not anymore, because Medic Girlfriend's dead. No. Sedge. Poor Patches just floats down to the bottom of the sea. Getting zapped. Ain't got no time to be sad. The fucking sad ass violin, man. I love it.
Weapon systems engaged.
Oh no, it was just a clam. Sedge. Very Sedge. The Zerg's over there just getting bullied. Oh, it is. Oh, I made a heart. The heart Archon.
Name's Conrad Harrigan.
It's like a new medic
and
unit.
If you cross my family, well, you'd better pray.
Sedge. The Zerg are over here having a little party, doing their thing. They're getting swole. They're evolving. That's the Zerg's bit, is that their upgrades are all an evolution, you know, so they just morph into something else entirely. I love the nunchuck move. That's one of my favorite bits, is when a character in a cartoon just does like the ha-ta-ta-ta with the nunchucks up and over and all that. Really fun. Oh, it's bedtime. Yep. That's sort of the whole Queen of Blades thing from Starcraft 1. Don't give a fuck. The Autobots, like, you know, Transformers noise there. Love it.
Eat napalm.
Eat napalm. There's the funny part. Wait for it. They're underwater. So it just makes bubbles. It's so good. So fucking funny. It's like, dude, that doesn't work. Yeah. They just cancel all the ones they were gonna build. Need job. Didn't get fired. You get like the 5 o'clock shadow, I love it. That's my favorite thing about the Terran, is how they canonically are very, like, country. So they'll like actually listen to country music and stuff. It's pretty funny. Like there's a couple of ones, like,
We could use some help.
this should be Tearing Up the Night is one of them. There's a one for that. Let's see. Tearing Up the Night, I believe, is a yeah, it's one of the ones that they listen to. Yeah, so they get like jukebox stuff. And yeah, I think it's like a song. Tearing Up the Night is the song, but also there is a mission, if I recall correctly, that is called Tearing Up the Night. Something like that. So it's like Tearing Up the Night, you know, that kind of shit. They have their own in-universe country tunes. They'll play sometimes when you play as the Terran. But of course, the OG theme, like the Starcraft theme, is so good. Just looking at him like, what's up? It's a trick. I really like how he never draws that orb the same way. Like, it's constantly evolving into something else. Oh, no. There goes the Overlord. Going into water.
Weapons primed. None shall escape.
Mother misses Zerg children. Yeah. So I think at this point in the story, Sarah Kerrigan is like no longer part of the swarm, if I recall correctly. As I said, I don't know a lot about Starcraft 2, but I think the idea is that she's like gone from the swarm. She's no longer part of it. It's like the swarm has moved past her or something like that. Or like she's become disconnected from them in some way. The Thomas the Tank Engine face kills me. So funny. Oh, yo. They better beat his schmeat. Plot twist, they fixed the ship. So funny. He gets shot down by the random fucking overlord with a gun. So yeah, now we're catching up with the Protoss. We covered the Terrans, now we'll see what the Protoss have been up to. Here's the Zealot again, dude, just like, oh, I'm falling, okay. Get me down there faster, I want to kill things. I love it. It was so funny. Ooh. Kicked him in the face, what a dick. Such an intense fight, and all he's basically doing is getting bodied by a bunch of puppies. He wants revenge! He's big mad. Man, it'd be really cool if my fucking headset would work. God, this thing is annoying me. There we go. Get annoying. God, he's so pissed. Check out all the Zerglings. Mountain of corpses. Just like, dude, get out of the way, I'll do it myself. My life for Ire. Fucking love that. Ire is their home planet. I believe. Is their home planet or their like council or something like that? Hold on. The Protoss homeworld should be Ire, if I remember correctly. Yeah, the Protoss homeworld is called Ire. Yeah, it's Ire. Yeah, because there was a thing. Yeah, the fall of Ire, pivotal event in the history of the Protoss, and the war between Protoss and Zerg. So the Protoss and Zerg have been beefing for thousands of years, basically. The fall of Ire began with the Zerg invasion of Ire and occurred simultaneously with the Protoss Civil War, right? So that was kind of StarCraft 2-ish, whatever. So the war ended when High Templar and former executor Tassadar destroyed the Overmind. So that was like StarCraft 1-ish type of thing. Because the Overmind is destroyed in StarCraft 1, I believe, if I remember correctly. And then you get Legacy of the Void. That's why in the Legacy of the Void cinematic, they're on they're the planet they go to in that cinematic for Legacy of the Void. That is Ire. Ire's just been decimated by the Zerg since they've been away, and now that the Protoss Civil War is over and all the Protoss are united again, now they come back to reclaim their legacy. It's a great animation. Legacy of the Void goes really hard. He took his whole fucking leg off. Leg and arm, mind you. Like, he is the definition of does not give a fuck. Like, they're actively eating parts of him, and he's still just kicking him in the face, headbutting him. It's great. Zeph's just so pissed. He's always so angry. Oh, what's this? Plot twist. Oh, medic girlfriend lived. Yay.
Justice be done.
Yeah, she's alive. Patches will be happy to find that out later, but, you know, right now they're separated. Oh no. But no, it's fine.
We stand as one.
He just tapes her to the fucking thing. Just running him over. Such a dick move. I like the little Statue of Liberty with the snorkel. Good design. She's fucking slow. So I think this is supposed to be sort of a recap of Starcraft 2 at this point in the story. Because we got all these different colored factions, and it's sort of recapping whatever missions there were. Or just what was going on, you know? That seems to be what Carbot was getting at with this segment.
You know what I like. The true enemy is disarmed.
Got him with a super soaker. It's a lot of jokes. There's a lot of fucking just visual gags to this. Oh, the Zerg drone is pissed.
Booyah! Outstanding.
I think he made sure to grab his little fucking, you know, thing from the board game. Nice. It's a trick. Oh no. Whooped on him.
Target. Systems prime.
He's taking laxatives. Excuse me. Fuck. I guess it's supposed to be like an imposter guy. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-oh. That can only mean one thing. Dude with the fucking nailed bat, he's just so ready. Yeah, he's the big boy again. Got immediately bodied though. Spying on him. It's like a Bluetooth drill. Love it. Oh no. I got took over by the enemy. Yeah, that's not good. Toss next. No signal. Run, it looks good, dude. Yeah. Poor Overlord, he's doing his best. He's like, wait, why am I even bothering? I'm too damn slow for this. Evil! Well, that plan didn't work out.
This ain't good.
Now they're stuck. Income advantage. Fucking bots lose its mind.
Some dungeon
Going
entrances
full
in top
Wall
heroes
Street
are super
stonks on that
sneaky.
one.
At Sentry Tower, most players just grab the chest.
No, it's almost it for season 6. Getting about to the end of that. There'll be one more big old season to watch. And then, yep. It's a nice little 2-hour stream today. Not too bad. Not too bad. Oh no! They got patches! No! Patches got mind controlled. There's the Executor. Yep, there he goes. The Zealot, of course, is pissed. He wants a piece of that. Going in, didn't give a fuck.
Keep your shirt on, Spark. Let's do this. You got it. Nothing I can't
Smacked him.
handle.
Smacked him good right on the head. Like, bro, wait, don't do that. Sell it. You all fucked up.
Gonna have me some fun.
Mineral tax evasion. Wait, whoa, okay, there's a lot going on here. Hold on. Okay, mineral tax evasion, map hacks downloaded and active, GG and nibs, lol, Blizz don't even know how hack I am. That's good.
Oh, that's all?
Trying to delete the shit. I love it. They can't get any closer to the thing. I love it. The melting pyramid is really nice. Going in, baby. Jesus Christ, so many explosions. No, medic girlfriend. She got shot. Oh, good. Now they get nuked on top of everything else. Patches! He found her! Yay! You can go save her. Go, Patches! No! Patches! Go here! You can do it! You can do it, Patches! Ooh, super epic slow motion. Love it. And now they're in a stasis field. Yay, no nuke. He's fine. Yeah, I believe that's supposed to be the Valkyrie. Because it can switch between ground and air. Cool. Absolutely obliterated. Yeah, I guess there was an evil robot. Oh, oh God. There. Just drains everything. I love it.
Over-the-shoulder trick shots are hard. Saving money on car
Yeah,
insurance shouldn't
dumbass
be.
ass. Get out of the way. Yay! He saved her little shield thing. That's a really good visual gag, because you watch the water is blue and they are red, therefore they are purple. So you take the blue out, they just become red again. It's a really good visual gag for that. Getting his schmeat beat by the robot. Oh my god. Poor crackhead. Well, that's a problem. The SCV clenching his little drill hand. I love it. Oh, well, that's not good. Then got scrapped. Jesus. Get down. Just kicks him in the head. The Zealot is such a dick. I love it. Can never catch a break. He's always getting his ass beat. Yay! You love to see it.
Outstanding.
They go off into the sunset. Yeah. Makes me feel that blog post meme, you know. What a blog post was? That's why I hate video games, because it appeals to the male fantasy. The male fantasy. The male fantasy is to hang out on another planet with your, you know, combat medic GF. That's it. That's the male fantasy. Season 6, we're gearing back up again. So, season 6 over, season 7 starting.
Are you prepared to go all the way?
Yes, I am prepared to go all the way.
That's actually audio from one of the Starcraft 1 animations showing Terrence. We'll actually look at it here in a minute so you guys know the context. Oh no, he's back! The sequel! The evil has returned. Love it. It's actually a pretty great animation. I mean, the Terrans look terrible because this was the 90s and nobody had figured out how to make humanoids that didn't look like shit in, you know, 3D. But yeah.
Hey guys.
Let me see. See if you can find that Starcraft 1 cinematics. I mean, I'm sure there's a compilation of them. The one I'm looking for is in particular which one. Well, these have AI upscales on them. I don't really want that. I want like the original look. Maybe this one? Something where they were on like a trench line. Battle of Amerigo, maybe? Yeah, so like here's the invasion of Ire. This is when the Zerg are coming in, fuck shit up. Yeah, the return to Ire, the death of the Overmind, right? I think, yeah, Brood War was the one. This is the intro to the Brood War expansion. It goes hard as hell. It's very Starship Troopers 2 in the, like the horror aspect that they're being overrun. Starship Troopers 2 had a similar vibe. Actually, Starship Troopers 3, which is Starship Troopers 3 Marauder, they actually have a very similar opening where they were like in the trenches and it was at night, whatever. Less horror in that one, more back to the regular thing. Starship Troopers 2 was just very, it was very much like a horror side story in the overall narrative. This guy's out here just trying his best and it's not working. Yeah. I mean, for the 90s, it looks pretty interesting. It doesn't look good, but it looks interesting for the 90s, considering at the time, again, this was like pre-Toy Story, and even Toy Story, the humans in Toy Story look terrible. That's why they didn't show them a lot. You can't afford to show off those characters. Very much space Vietnam. Who's in charge here? Where's the air support? He's like, it's up there. Like, yeah. Because, you know, this guy, it's all, yeah, blood and guts and glory, young Marine. Dude over here with the glasses, he doesn't give a fuck. He's an old head. He's like, I've seen this shit. I know we're dying here. I'm gonna fuck. Big oof. I'm gonna turn this up slightly because it's a little quiet.
So, Gerard.
Yeah, and these guys talk pretty quietly.
I suspect you have a good reason for pulling me away from my duties.
Your vodka can wait, my good Alexei. Come, stand here. You need to see this.
I know all about the Zerg, Gerard. We've all seen the tapes 100.
You've seen nothing. Dissecting a dead Zerg in a lab is one thing. Unleashing them on men is another. You must go into this with both eyes open. Once started, there's no going back. Are you prepared to go all the way with this, Alexei?
It's really good
Yes.
filmmaking. It's just a shame that
Yes,
like
I
they
am
could.
prepared to
This
go
would have been
all
really
the
great
way.
if they just committed to the bit and made like live action cinematics instead of trying to make these
Good,
300
I knew
cutscenes.
it
It might have been a little more expensive technically, but it would have looked really amazing. I thought that Starcraft would be a hell of a TV show.
Take us into orbit, Mr. Malmsteen. We've seen enough.
So basically, the context here. So the context here is that they're abandoning the planet because they were not there to support anything. There was no air support. They didn't give a shit. He was there just to prove a point to that guy. All this was just a test. It was, yeah. This part right here is so like just horrifying. One dude in the trench, and then the Zerg start jumping in from the side. He is so fucked. In StarCraft 1, it was revealed that the Terran High Command, like secret, you know, Manx and all them, they were secretly doing experiments with the Zerg to like build beacons that would direct the Zerg to certain plans and things. It was a way of using the Zerg as a weapon.
Guys, it's me. It's your best friend. It's Carbot. Starcrafts is sponsored by SC2 Replay Staff. You move. Surface, you train, breaking how horror million improves.
I love an ad read into an ad. Like, YouTube, you know that's unfair, right?
Albion Online is a sandbox MMORPG in which you
So
write
dumb.
your roles.
I swear they're also making the ads longer, by the way. That skip button used to be like... It used to be like 4 seconds, then it was 5 seconds. I swear nowadays it's getting up... They're slowly cranking it up to be like 5.1, 5.2. Just to fuck with you. Just to gaslight you into thinking it's the same when it's not the same. I swear. This is all like foreshadowing for the season. Yeah. Yeah. That's all just foreshadowing before you get to the actual meat and potatoes. Supposed to get you hyped up. That dude out here spewing out more Zergs. So they're still fighting. So funny. Didn't I figure out what happened with the Ghost and the Dark Templar? GG no re. As you can see, the red team's turning into quite the problem. Also, Season 7, if you notice, has exceedingly clean line work. Very clean line work, because this is the part where Carbot's has gotten really good at drawing and started to get a team together and all that, and it's very cleaned up. So this is where it transitions from Carbot, the animator, to Carbot Animations as like sort of a indie studio. And he starts putting together the Elden Ring stuff, you know, and all that. And so this is where he started developing a team and, you know, cleaning things up more, doing bigger things, right?
Oh, yeah.
So they came in from Brood War to help. It's sort of an Avengers situation. You know, like all hands on deck at, you know, Avengers Assemble type thing. Everybody's here to just whoop on the red team. You know. As Bastion from Overwatch might say, beat boop, fuck the red team, you know? They're just here to mess it up. I love it. It's just suicide bomber infected that just has all the TNT strapped to him. It's a great design. Go Patches! Yeah, basically everything in the first 2 minutes is just a preamble to where we're at right now, which is like Patches have gotten snatched up and all that. Like, okay, cool. So we know where we stand. But yeah, you can tell the refinement in the line and the weight and everything is just... There's a lot more going on here than in the previous seasons. A lot cleaner. The visual effects are more interesting. No! Fucking... You got the Zealot in there. The Zealot's got a little mech suit now. I love it. She's like, ah, shit. I was fixing that. You gotta heat him up. Yeah. The Zealot is such a Giga Chad. He goes so hard. Like, dude's taking on a whole 4 by himself. Does not give a fuck. So yeah, as you can see, the camera moves and everything much more radical in this season. Goliaths. The walk cycle on the Goliaths is so good. I just love how they stumble back and forth. God, how many times can I get an ad for the same thing that I haven't clicked on and I'm not interested in? Go away. Crazy how companies just bombard you with ads thinking that'll work. Like, if you actually fall for that, like, oh, I've seen this ad a couple times, maybe I'll try it. You're part of the problem. Just don't fall for that shit. Because if it was an actually good product, they wouldn't have to advertise it that much. You would know it's a good product already. Or you would have already tried it. Marketing's important, yes, but, you know, oversaturating your own marketing is a terrible idea. Because if you run into somebody like me, I'm not going to try the thing. Like, at all, you know? Because it makes me think you're up to something when you're so forthcoming with the advertising to be like, hey, come play this, come try it, hey, check this out, check this out. It's like, whoa, take it down a notch. They try to spread the word, but geez. Yeah, that's the Dark Archon at work. The Dark Archon is how the Protoss used to be the only ones that could do mind control. So it's until Starcraft 2 that you actually had the Zerg gaining the ability to mind control as well. Like a Thomas the Tank Engine theme. So funny. The faces are killing me. I love it. Oh no! We're all gonna die! Oh, fuck ton of rockets coming in. Throw back here with patches. Oh, hey, the Zealot's here. Cool. He's like, wait, I'll beat your ass later. I got bigger fish to fry. Just put them down. The music goes hard. He's just spinning him in a circle. That's so good. I wish more games were like that, where you had units interacting with each other, or players being able to interact physically like that. Like in Marvel Rivals, they have Jeff and Rocket Raccoon can ride on the big guy's shoulders. Usually hanging out with like Groot, they can mount up on his shoulder and hang out, which is pretty neat. Games need more stuff like that. The Zealot is just such a dick constantly. He doesn't give a fuck. Like, I'm gonna whoop everybody's ass. I don't care. Oh no. The Executor. The Executors are basically like the generals for the Protoss. They're higher ups. Go, Reaper Man! Gotta save it. Gotta save the day. Because if they destroy all the buildings, then whatever units are left over go to the guy that claimed them. No! Patches! The flashing is really good. I like the white, but also with the red shade in between. It's a nice touch. Uh-oh. That's not good. Of course, now they're all just like, okay, what do we do now? The Vader. Yeah, the Vader Palpatine reference. Very nice. There's still a Zerg somewhere. Like, oh. And one dude, maybe Crackhead, just coming back. Let's go, BB. Now we're gonna be bros. It's bro time. The storytelling, man. I love that there's not like one single bit of dialogue in this that actually tells the story. It's all visual. Every bit of it is just relies on visual storytelling, and Carbot is very good at visual storytelling. Ah, in fact, my leg is really itchy. I don't know why.
We're calling on all
Yeah.
late-night coders, early morning
Yeah,
gamers,
why?
self-proclaimed
Dumbass,
space
get out of my way.
geeks, Stargate.
He's back. Coño. The big bad. Yeah, the camera work, I mean, the camera work and the composition get really, really good around Season 7. That's what leads into his Elden Ring stuff later on, which seems to be the big thing he has been doing nowadays. I think he actually just finished it, I believe. He's probably going to do some animations for Night Rain, but I think I actually did see a notification from Carbot earlier. Where was it? I think he actually posted one that was the end of the Elden Ring stuff. So maybe we'll do that at some point, because he's got 100 episodes of that. Yeah, the Elden Lord.
Hey guys, it's me, it's best friend, and welcome to the Elden Ring finale. 3 years later.
Wow, so he's got 3 years of Elden Ring stuff. So that's the season finale. That's 20 minutes long. But he's been doing the Elden Ring stuff here and there, you know. Basically, like, he works on, like, one big thing continuously. So before it was Starcrafts, and then it was, you know, Here's the Storm, and Warcraft, and whatever. And then in between, he'll do these sponsored segments, just because, you know, get the bag. They're little advertisements. But then the most time that he's spending, because animation takes a long time, he just focuses on, like, one thing at a time, you know? So his big thing lately has been Elden Ring. I do wonder what's he got planned next. Is there, like, a community post where he talks about it? See if tomorrow, get ready for the end, right? So I would assume he's probably going to do something with Night Rain in some way. Because Night Rain just dropped, which is, like, why it's fitting for him to have Elden Ring finish now, because Night Rain has started. So now he could technically do, like, maybe a one-off for Night Rain. He just takes away all of his guys. Not the Donut Marine. The bastard. You evil Donut Marine. Stole medic. Run back to his little base. Max gotta go help the last thing or they lose. No. Here comes the fucker laughing again. It kills me every time. Him and his laugh. Oh, I love it. Yeah, baby. It's a heck of a finale, it really is. Like, all the seasons have been pretty good, and all the season finales have been pretty good lead-ups, but this particular season is just pretty crazy. Like, the quality just has such a jump, and the composition and everything is just... There's a lot going on, I like it. No. Crackhead goes so hard, man. What a pro. No, not the buddy. That's like their overlord buddy. You turn into an overseer. It's like, go on without me. My time has come, you know? Got a whole nuclear facility. So all the infested Marines had their little timer run out. They all died. I love the random trash can for no reason.
Outstanding.
Patches! Gotta help the homie. I just love it. Like, these two little just fuckers have been around since season 1 and they're just doing their thing now. No.
What's for dinner? What's for dinner?
Jesus, that's terrifying. If I walked into my house and the inanimate objects around me started asking what's for dinner, nah, be wild. Gotta help Patches.
Headed up to here with you.
My girlfriend's having none of this shit. She's standing there like, he asked for pickles. No. Making Patches shoot his girlfriend is, like, dark as hell. But of course, the bro crackhead, absolute unit that he is, he will save the day. You gotta get them all together so they can take them out. That's the idea, is you distracting them. Oh, this is awkward. Now there's like 2 overminds. And they're like, okay. The circling is just so fast. I love it. Now they've got this recursive loop going on where they're stuck with each other. I love it.
I've got your back.
Aw.
Affirmative.
Yeah. Now they're just stuck there. Crackhead's such a bro. Saving the day. Oh, you can just still hear the one fucking guy laughing with his dumb evil giggle. Crackhead, no. Gotta save Crackhead. Awful lot of red. Jesus. Great shot though. Very economical. Just to have like the red is implied in all those shapes. Like you don't need the detail of every unit. No, poor cricket. Yeah, they are about to absolutely body him. Patches wants to go save him, but he can't. I love the little smirk of like, made you look. Like, got your ass. It's such a good moment. Because that was his whole plan all along. He saved the bros. It's so sad. It genuinely like makes me want to tear up. It's such good storytelling. Of course, you gotta bring back you gotta bring it down a little bit with, you know, the Donut Marine and the Hydralisk waving at the camera. This is the part that got me when I first watched it. I was genuinely tearing up the first time I saw this, because it's got all these moments with Patch the Crackhead. And I did not watch the series when it was active. I found it after the fact, so it was when the series had already been completed, but he was starting to put together the compilations. So I was watching through them at the time that it was all getting, you know, compiled into these season videos. But it had already been finished. So imagine what it would have been like for somebody over the 7-year, I think it was like a 7-year run. Every season was 1 year. And imagine the emotion you would have from watching all that in real time. It makes me wonder what kind of stuff he did with the Tarnished in his Elden Ring series. And now that it's completed, I can actually binge the whole thing and, you know, just watch through it. But it's also fun. It's fun to look forward to that kind of thing, too. It's just, there's just too much stuff in the world, you know? There's too much media, there's too much stuff to consume, that it's like, you don't have time for everything. Like, I could get through so many TV shows and movies and games if I had literally all day and I had nothing else to worry about. Like, between my last job and my current job, I was kind of doing that. I was getting caught up on games, I was watching a lot of movies and whatever, but I still had the nagging feeling in the back of my brain that I had to go back to work, you know? Like, I had to keep looking for a job, I had to get a job eventually. And that's the problem, is you have to have income of some sort in order to exist. It's like, you have to spend time doing that. So no amount of vacation days or whatever actually allows you to just live and, you know, appreciate art and stuff, because always, on a subconscious level, you're always thinking about work and there's no way to stop it. Yeah. They're riding off into the sunset, and the Zealot's just here by himself, just chilling. There's the Sarah Kerrigan, the Queen of Blades. She's been missing for like all of StarCraft 2. She just hasn't been around, and now they came back. The swarm comes back to her. 'Cause I think that's supposed to be the plot of StarCraft 2, is that the swarm is defeated, and then the remnants go off and get together with, you know, the Queen of Blades, because they have no one else to follow, and they have to follow something because they are all a hive mind consciousness. They need a leader. They're not individuals in any way. Yep. Oh no! Somebody's missing! Don't worry, he's fine. Our favorite little Zergling's back. That's our main character Zergling right there. Aww. Very cute. Very cute. It's a great ending, honestly, to the series. It's quite fun. Like, yeah, it's a little sad, but, you know. I love that he just, throughout the series, he's constantly just puking up little bits of, Patch's, you know, butt flap that he ate. He just ate part of his suit. Yep. Yeah. Ah, back where it all started. It's a nice walk down memory lane. Of course, their base is in disrepair because they haven't been here in for frickin' ever. So, you know, it's all a junk heap now. The drone dudes are like, what are we gonna do now? Aww. No minerals. Very sad. That's okay, because they love him anyway. Aww. Very cute. Very cute ending for the for the Zealot. Yeah. Seven years later. Speaking of cute endings, we got Patches and Medic Girlfriend. And they have a baby! Aww. And I like that the baby is a shade lighter than Patches because he's blue, but the baby's like a lighter blue because it's white mixed with blue. Therefore, the baby has a lighter tone. It's pretty fun. It's a nice detail. Yeah, I love that there's also a crack on Crackhead's tombstone. Great bit of design there. Oh, actually getting to me. Hold on. Oh, genuinely like tearing up because it's such a sweet moment, you know. Oh no, he fell over, but he's okay. Crackhead lives on, you know. That's just cute. And now there's like a baby Crackhead. The legacy continues, you know. I just like it. I like the ending. There's this big actiony build up, and it's the perfect way to end it. Just yeah, and then everybody went off and did whatever because now the war is over, and yay, the universe is at peace, type of thing. Like and even the Zerg are like they get a happy ending too, because everybody gets a happy ending. It's very fair.
At Sentry Tower, most players just grab the chest.
The music goes hard. Starcrafts! That's it! That's well, we got the Halloween special to look at, but for the main content of Starcrafts, that's all she wrote. It's such an epic ender. This credit sequence is so yeah. It's really simple too, though, when you look at it, because it's just the same frames they used for the animation, but all they did was apply a filter on it to invert the thing. So it's a really easy thing to do, but it makes it new and interesting to look at. Love to see it. Yeah, so you have like the title theme, Terran 1, those are actually from StarCraft, and there's, you know, Prophecy, StarCraft 2, and all that. Actually, fun thing I learned that I did not know is in the movie Wanted, I always thought it was just a song they picked for the movie. No, there's the song Little Things, and that's actually a song by Danny Elfman for the OST. So it's literally an original song he wrote specifically for Wanted. Pretty good. We get all these little credits. I love movies that do this, by the way. I love the same thing when movies do it, where they have the credits, but they also have, like, behind the scenes or images, you know. It's like some fucking Japanese karaoke in the background. Love it. Like it's an anime ending. Yeah, a StarCraft anime would go pretty hard too. That's just, oh, that's what really annoys me. I mean, I'm glad that Blizzard doesn't seem to come down too hard on, like, on other people doing like fan projects and stuff. GW does. GW hates fan projects because they're, I don't know what their deal is. But they're just fucking idiots that hate their own... they hate their community, but their community keeps paying them. That's the weird part. It's like, I don't think I would pay somebody to hate me. Like, why would I do that? That's a dumb idea, you know? Like, that's actually insane to me. Yeah, I got a wedding. Oh, there's their baby. Baby Crackhead. I like the little flowers that got sent to the hospital. They're not flowers, they're minerals. It's a nice touch. But you can see, I mean, these are all the Kickstarter backers and all that. It's a huge project. I mean, 7 years of animation. It's nothing to slouch at. Because when you think about it, you have some animated movies that are only 2 hours long that can take up to 4 or 5 years, you know, depending on how big of a production it is. Meanwhile, this whole thing, 7 years, but an average of 5 hours of content. So it's like 5 hours of content over 7 years. The dude basically animated 2 full-length feature films. Because there's like feature length, how we know it, and not. Like, especially in animation, because in animation, you usually never encounter a 2-hour animated film. Usually it's an hour and a half. And that's an hour and a half, 90 minutes is the, well, feature length is kind of 80 minutes, 85, somewhere in there. But, yeah, 90 is sort of the thing that's technically a feature film. But a full-length film is like 2 hours. That's usually what you get with a lot of the live-action stuff, is they'll do an hour and 45 minutes of film, and then 15 minutes of, 5, 10, 15 minutes of credits, depends on how big the production is. He ends up in the insane asylum. Oh, baby crackhead grew up. Yay. Or is that original? I think that's supposed to be original crackhead. Yeah. That was them graduating from the academy together. Yeah. Nice. Carbot! I just love that he has like his new logo that's really, really detailed compared to his older, simpler logos. So this one's a lot cleaner to look at. Showing the evolution there. Yeah. Celebrating his birthday, he's 20. I love it. So I think the 20 is supposed to be for Starcraft, because I think the original Starcraft was 97. And then this finished in, like, 2017. So it was, like, 20 years of StarCraft, basically. Yeah. What an ender. That's nice. Let's see. So, yeah, up next we get the
Maya knows how quality care
Starcraft Halloween, and that'll be it for the stream.
Aspen Dental has a new location.
Everyone watch this real quick, because it's, it's fun. He did some Halloween specials throughout the years. As you can tell, this was back during Season 1. Very, very basic stuff. It's just something fun he wanted to do for the holidays. So you got him, Goku. I like that the ghost is literally a ghost. Like, he's dressed as a ghost. It's a fun idea that the ghost is a ghost. You get the overlords up there in bed sheets. Oh, the abandoned StarCraft 1 Academy. So it's like a haunted house. It's like a... what is it? Like Frankenstein's castle type of thing.
Never say die.
There's actually a Doctor Who episode I watched recently from the old series, and it had very much Frankenstein's castle type of vibes. Oh no! Scary. He just said, fuck it, shot him in the head. I love it. Like, where you at, bitch? Rip Billy the Marine. That's what one of the tombstones said. Okay, this one's quite loud. I'm gonna turn it down just a smidge because it's peaking a little bit. So now it's turned into a zombie invasion. Zealot, of course, is like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Nice. Got the Marine dressed like a hot dog. Got the Reaper dressed as a Reaper. I find that really funny. I don't know why, just the idea of, like, they are what they are. Also on his chainsaw it says Zero Tools. And it's because one of the characters in StarCraft, one of the Protoss guys, is called Zero Tool. It's not spelled like that, but yeah, it's fun. That's actually a shot I've animated before. That type of shot. Like, we go back. This type of shot where he runs over the hill. For one of my early animation classes, our thing was we had to animate like a flour sack. We didn't do the full animation. You could, but at the time I just didn't have the time for it. But it was basically like he just wanted like a storyboard type of thing, you know, with some breakdowns. And I had like a similar setup where just dude would run over the hill, disappear, pop back up, run over this hill, pop back up, run over that hill. You know, it's fun. It's fun to animate something like that because I've seen it in old cartoons and stuff, you know. And so that's what was inspired by. I find it really funny that he's using a chainsaw, but he's wearing a hockey mask. So it's like, is he Jason? Is he not Jason? I don't get it, you know? The fucking chainsaw is so loud in this. But it's kind of cute that the chainsaw is on his arm because he's a melee unit. He's like, what the fuck are you idiots yelling about?
Life of the Reaper Man is always intense.
For whom does the bell toll? Also, great use of gradients here, by the way, so check this out. It makes it so much better, because in this scene, you got the simple stairs, you got the simple background, everything. The gradient here directs us to the light source. It helps us really focus on this. And then you have the gradient on here, which just implies the volume very, very well. I like that a lot. He did miss some of the cleanup here, though. Like, you can see some of the outlines here for the stairs. Yeah. Little bit missed cleanup there. But again, this was early Carbots. And here, again, he's using the gradient to be like, oh, the light is in the middle, and then as you get towards the edge, you're getting this ambient occlusion. And then when you're on the actual edge of the staircase like this, you get that, you know, highlighting to, again, imply the volume. Again, just good use of gradients on that. They got the Overmind dude just in here dressing like the Joker and Harley Quinn. So you hear the piano? The Halloween piano. Dun, 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 dun. So that was like full-on horror movie. No! I love the design of the clouds, that swirliness in them. Really, it's a fun design. I like it. Heck of a shot there. Seeing the water droplets get smaller as they approach the ground. It's a good shot. And again, there's not much detail here. It's just like a gradient on the background and then like the guy coming forward with flashes. It's all about the economy of the shot. And Carbot's got very, very good at that. And that's why he can afford to do big things. Is, yeah, he has a team with him, but him and the rest of the team are working in the most efficient way. So the Fire Bat is Batman Beyond Batman. Which is pretty funny. So, yeah, some of the music, by the way, that you hear throughout, it's all references back to other horror properties. Anybody that's watched Goosebumps knows that sting. It's like the opener to Goosebumps, just repeating. Because the way it goes is... And it just, you know, it goes into the episode's, like, credit sequence, you know.
Did you see that? Man, am I just being paranoid?
Ooh, now they're in the forest with the Wolfman. Uh-oh. Dark. You would think a Fire Bat would have, like, he would just turn on the flamethrower, you know? But no, he's got a flashlight. I find that really funny. Just genuinely creepy, though. You gotta give Carbot credit for that one. When he wants to do horror, he can do horror. You got the... So, the Executor is dressed like the Pope. Because, of course, he's the highest in the thing. And then you've got the Templar over here dressed as Raiden from Mortal Kombat because he does lightning attacks. Really funny. Really nice touch. They're just egging the guy's house. And there's, like, the Diablo demon, you know? The little cross over there. Good stuff, though. Good stuff. See, this is the type of thing, if I was trying to be an indie animator, this would be kind of the thing I go for, is something to this effect. It's a shame, because I have a whole script. I'd like to do an animation for Warhammer stuff, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to spend my time doing that.
Scared. I have candy.
Yeah.
I like your costumes. I killed your friend. Happy Halloween.
So if you didn't catch it, she's like, don't be scared. I have candy. I like your costumes. I killed your friend. Like, what? Of course, she didn't give a fuck. He's like, I'm gonna eat this. He just eats the candy. I love it. Oh, little Zergling's picture. I forgot about that. The Zerglings are such dorks. I love it. We can actually see Starcraft cartoon. Yeah, carbotanimation.com. Let's go check out his website and see what he's been up to with the shop. Because he's had over the years a couple different things. So he's got some Elden Ring stuff now, it seems. There's a lot of t-shirts and things. Let's see. I think they did... Yeah, for Starcrafts, can you still get the... Yeah, you can get the shirts, but I don't think the plushies are... He doesn't seem to maybe doing those anymore. Monster Hunter and all that. Let's see. Look up some of the plushies. Yes, there's... Yeah, so it seems they do them through Makeship. So he's got a couple. They're all sold out, of course, because, like, they have limited runs for these whenever they come out. He does, like, limited runs of the characters because, you know, it's expensive to do these kind of things. So he does them. He does, like, a fundraiser of, like, hey, if you contribute, you'll like, here's how much if you just buy one, and then it'll get fully funded, and we'll send it. So, but you can see all these got way overfunded because people love his stuff. So there's the Tarnish, the prisoner guy, the witch plush. So from is all Elden Ring here. Then here's the guy. It's the guy. And I believe he made this one magnetic. So it's like he's got a magnet in his butt, and the horse has like a magnet in its back, and that way you can click them together. You can actually ride on the horse. There's fun. There's Carbot Marine cracked visor, Carbot Marine patch. So you can't really call them patchhead or patches and crackhead because, you know, crackhead just doesn't sound right on a store page, I guess. But yeah, there's the Overlord. There's the Infestor. There's a pink Zergling and a purple Zergling, which is kind of cool. And then there's the Zealot. So, you know, and it's cool. Cool stuff. Cool stuff. But yeah, he does those on occasion, so I'm sure he'll do more in the future for, you know, whatever things he does. Oh my God. All right. That is it for this stream. That was fun. I gotta figure out what I'm stepping into next. Excuse me. Yeah, I gotta look at the list. I do have a list. Maybe we'll take a look at the stream list here. Because I do have a list in the stream of, like, potentials on, like, a schedule here, what we could do. We could do Dark. Bulletstorm might be fun, too. Spec Ops The Line. If we spent, like, a day doing that, it should take us, like... how long could be Spec Ops The Line? Because I do want to get back there. I never did finish it. 6 hours. So if we pulled, like, 2 streams of 3 hours or 1 big stream of 6 hours, maybe on Monday. That'd be kind of cool. But I do want to do Dark and Bulletstorm. Those are pretty fun. Little one-offs there. We gotta get back to Yakuza Like Drag at some point. Bioshock. Outer Worlds. We gotta dig our teeth into that at some point. But like I said, I was just waiting for my new job to kind of stabilize before I jump into anything big. Because I don't know if I wasn't sure what days I'd be scheduled for. But it seems to be stable now. Like, what days should I be scheduled for? So that I can kind of do the streaming around that sort of thing. Yeah, Frostpunk. I've been thinking a lot lately about getting Frostpunk and seeing how long it's going to take me to actually succeed in that game, because I'm terrible at that game. Autonauts and Pirate Knots might take a bit. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I think these numbers. I think what I was going for here was like, if I do like a stream that's 5 to 6 hours, how many streams would it take? Like, if the average stream length was 5 hours, would you be able to complete this in whatever? So it's like Yacht Like a Dragon 45 hours, Bioshock 15 hours, Outer Worlds 40 hours. Let's see. I do want to get to Evil Within at some point though. Evil Within and Evil Within 2. I do hear those are kind of fun. The System Shock remake, remaster, whatever the fuck. Yeah, gotta do that. Yep. A lot of options. Lot of options. Yeah, so we'll see. I'll think it over. Probably won't stream again until maybe Monday. But if not that, then definitely like Thursday of this upcoming Thursday next week. So we'll stream like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Something like that. Yeah, I'll figure it out. I'll figure out what I'm feeling. Like I said, Dark and Bulletstorm. Dark's chill, then Bulletstorm's a little actiony, and then Spec Ops Line's like narrative. So maybe we could build back up to that. Just kind of ease our way back into it. That does seem like a good lineup. That's why I made this lineup before. Is I kind of arranged them through interest and what I want to play first and all that. Okay, but yeah, no, it should be good. We'll get to that whenever. Like I said, maybe Monday. I gotta see what I'm doing that day. I'm off that day, but I don't know if I'm gonna, am I going out of the house to go, because I want to get my hair cut. So I don't know if I'm making a day of that and going, and that's all I want to do that day, or if there's other things. But we'll see. Oh, give me. Yeah, I gotta go make some more food here in a little bit, and then yeah, get to bed. I got an early day tomorrow, so that's why I'm not streaming tomorrow. Because even though I'm working the first shift, it's like, I'm gonna come home and be tired, so I don't even get into all that. I mean, I could maybe. We'll see how I'm feeling, but But I'll just figure out what we're doing, and then we'll get back to it later. Anywho, thanks Christian Garcia for stopping by. Good to see you. Always good to talk. Zoonomaly, games like that. I mean, you can always suggest them, and I don't mind taking a look at them, but most likely won't get into games like that just because I just don't care for them. I just don't care for all that. It's just yeah. Anywho, that is it for the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, then do the usual. Like, subscribe, check out my streams, and I will see you guys in the next video. Reap the Rager, signing off.